you just don't know when and where it's going to happen. It's not something you're planning to do, but it's usually because of negligence of someone else.
So if you slip, trip, or fall on someone's property and you're injured, do you know what your rights are and how to get help? We're going to find out right now on this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest is Maryland attorney Gwen-Marie Davis Hicks, and I remind you right off the top, if you'd like to ask Gwen-Marie questions of your own, it's easy. Go to askthelawyer.com, click the button up at the top that says Ask a Lawyer. It'll walk you right through the process, or you can call the phone number you'll see on the screen while we're having our conversation. Gwen-Marie, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for helping us out.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
So how common are slip, trip, and fall injuries? And is it more so during the winter months when there's ice and that sort of thing?
I tell you, right now, it is with snowfall and ice and things like that. Yes, it's those type of cases are very common. But also, too, year-round, too, you do see, stairs poorly maintained. You'll see pavements not maintained, negligent activities, or, year-round. But definitely, we see it a lot during the winter months.
I know you can't cover all of them, but give me a couple of rules of thumb maybe to help see if someone might have a case. Under what circumstances might someone have a case in these situations?
Well, you know what? If you slip and fall or trip and fall down some stairs, or, if you are on the ice, let's just say in a storm, one, did the business know the weather, that there was going to be snow? Probably. Two, did they put the proper precautions down? Did they put down ice? Did they shovel? Did they put down the proper amount of ice? There's different ways or things you are to do during icy conditions to keep it safe. So, those are some of the things that we look into right away. We also have experts that we work with often that help us to investigate, to know what to look for in icy conditions. What happened, and was it done properly, and was it a negligent activity? Those are something that is very key, and you should really hop on right away. And another thing is too, Rob, when conditions occur, it's good, if you don't have pictures, or if the, stairs weren't maintained, to get pictures or to have an expert come down and take a look at it as well too, because oftentimes things change, and subsequent remedial measures, like things, they change or fix stairs, and you don't have oftentimes pictures and things like that. It's good to take photos if you can, or have somebody else who's not injured nearby take photos of what happened. Those are really helpful later on as well too. So, there's so many things that are so important in the beginning of these cases. You want to call right away so that it's built up properly. You want to make sure that you can just focus on getting better, healing your fracture, and, whatever your injury is, and letting us get down and doing the investigation so that we can build your case up properly to get you what you deserve.
Where do you usually see these kind of cases, Gwen-Marie? Are we talking like grocery stores, shopping malls, school? Where do these tend to happen?
You name it. Grocery stores, there could be spills. In Maryland, you have to have notice. Did they know about the spill ahead of time? Should they have known? Was it open and obvious? I've seen it in, you said grocery stores or stairs that were not properly maintained. You see, potholes now happen, and, did they have time to fix it? How long was the pothole there for? Things like that. Manholes. You've seen it where I've seen it where, just little things that should have been a trash can removed, and they forget to the little stick or pole that holds the trash can to the ground is left there, and I've had a case like that, and somebody came and tripped over it and had a big fracture. There's so many different cases. You just don't know when and where it's going to happen. It's not something you're planning to do, but it's usually because of negligence of someone else.
You
want to make sure you call us right away.
Is it different if you're dealing with, say, a business as opposed to like a city sidewalk or something that's municipally owned?
Yeah, so that's a good point. If it's a business, yes. You want to obviously get the spoliation letter done, still get pictures, have, experts retained, but, if it's a city or a government, you want to make sure you put them on notice right away. Because you could blow your statute of limitations on that. In Maryland, it's 6 months in most places. If it's federal, it's 2 years. But if it's six months for your local, government, you have to put them on notice right away. And it must be done right. So you can't wait 6 months later and say, oh, hi, can I hire you? No. You might have blown your statute. So that's a very good point that you've got to make sure you're aware of.
Sometimes people think, oh, somebody trips and falls, they get a bruise, they get a scrape, they move on. Can sometimes these be very serious injuries?
Yes. Oftentimes you can just think, oh, I fell, that's it. I've seen it. You even get an x-ray immediately and there's no fracture. But man, my thumb is not healing. What's going on? You go back later and get an MRI, torn ligaments or something else. You've seen it all. So you want to make sure that you're seeking treatment and getting it documented right away so that it's not being said, oh, this could be for something else because you didn't go to seek treatment right away because you thought, oh, it would just get better.
Great advice. Lots of great information as always, Gwen-Marie. Thank you for helping us out and answering our questions.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's going to do it for this episode of Ask the Lawyer. My guest has been Maryland attorney Gwen-Marie Davis Hicks. Remember, if you'd like to ask her questions about your situation, just go to askthelawyer.com. Click the button up at the top that says Ask a Lawyer. It'll walk you through the process, and it doesn't cost you anything to ask questions. Thanks for watching. I'm Rob Rosenthal with Ask the Lawyers.